welcome to the Selenium tutorial. In this video we will learn how to run basic scripts with Selenium WebDriver. But before that, let's talk about test automation in general. In the simple words, what this automation testing is when you're running the test with some kind of software. So you just write some kind of code and that code executes your test. There are a lot of automation tools that are available on the market. These tools stand for different purposes, not only for automating web applications, but in this video we'll talk specifically about Selenium WebDriver. So Selenium is not the only one tool, it's actually a suite of tools. That Selenium that we're gonna use is basically open source testing framework that allows you to execute your scripts on different platforms by using different languages, and you can develop your scripts on different operation systems. So Selenium is not just a single tool. Selenium is a suite of tools. There are 4 different Seleniums: Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, Selenium WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. So first one is IDE. Basically it's a Firefox plugin. If you know what is Mozilla Firefox, it's a browser, okay, very popular browser. So Selenium IDE is a plugin or extension to the Firefox browser. To create a test, you could just record your steps, so you could click, record your actions and then replay them. So in this way you can create tests with the Selenium IDE. The benefit is it's just a very simple tool, so it doesn't require any coding background. If you know a little bit HTML or JavaScript, you can do a lot of powerful tests. But disadvantage is IDE is just a plugin for Firefox, so you cannot use by any other browser. In the comparison with the IDE, the latest Selenium, which is WebDriver, it has much more capability. That's why we are using it right now. Then there is a Selenium RC. So the next tool in the Selenium suite is the Selenium RC, or remote control. It's basically a small server that accepts command and sends command to the browser via HTTP protocol. So Selenium RC supports multiple programming languages, and it's using JavaScript to send commands. Selenium RC officially deprecated by Selenium WebDriver. So the next tool that we're going to discuss is the Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver is a tool that we're going to use to develop automation scripts in this series of videos. Selenium WebDriver is a successor of Selenium RC. The main advantage of Selenium WebDriver over RC is that Selenium WebDriver interacts with the web browser directly. It doesn't require JavaScript. So with the Selenium WebDriver, you can develop your scripts on different programming languages like Java, Ruby, C#, Python, JavaScript, also PHP. It's using the JSON wire protocol to communicate with the browser driver, and then browser drivers or web drivers, they use HTTP requests to interact with the browsers. So you can run your scripts on different browsers and on different platforms. Selenium WebDriver also supports iOS and Android, so you can run your tests on the smartphones too. So let's think about taxi trip. Let's say we have a client or passenger, right? Then taxi driver and the car. Client or passenger tells driver where he wants to go. Taxi driver, following the requests of client and based on commands from the client, taxi driver sends commands to the car, and car executes these commands. So let's say passenger tells to the driver, okay, I want to go to the particular street, let's say, right? So to get there, you need to go to the 3rd street, for example, then turn left, drive 800 feet, turn right, and then stop. Based on these commands, taxi driver gives commands to the car to start the engine, accelerate, turn right, slow down, and then stop. What car does? Car accelerates, turns, brakes, stops, right? And then client with the taxi driver reaches the destination. So let's think about how Selenium WebDriver executes commands and sends them to the browser. So we have an engineer who writes code, we have WebDriver that executes commands of engineer, and we have a browser. Browser can open website for you, browser can display a particular website for you, right? So the flow looks like this. Tester, right, or test engineer writes certain commands. We use driver because this is the object that we're going to use to send commands to the browser. But in between browser and code, we have a WebDriver. So you tell WebDriver that you need to open this URL, you need to find input box, for example, where you want to enter text. You need to find search button, click on it, and then you need to find search results and get text of search results. What WebDriver does? WebDriver executes tester's commands, opens URL, finds input box, then sends text into that input box, waits until button is clickable, clicks on that button to search, then finds element of search results and reads the text of search results. So browser just opens google.com, for example, receives the search in text Java, receives the click action, and displays search result for Java. So if we compare this logic with the taxi trip, tester is a passenger or a client, WebDriver is a taxi driver, and browser is a car. So to get started with the coding, we have to download IDE. This is where we're gonna write our code. So go to the chatbrains.com and download community edition of IntelliJ IDE. I already installed this, so I don't need to download it. Let's IntelliJ. Okay, so this is the website. Download this IE and just install it. Once we have IntelliJ, we have to make sure that Java installed on our computer. So to check if Java installed, let's go to the terminal. And then type command java -- version. It will display Java version that currently installed on the computer. So Java is installed, everything is good to go.